So 6 is mortgage financing. So if you want to...
Yeah, so let's kind of talk about that. So the
Yeah.
contract, you obviously would get the contract over to our team, and we're going to start processing that loan for a second time because it was already hopefully pre-approved.
Oh, right.
So hopefully at that point, we're just entering the address in, updating the loan amounts, et cetera, based on what the contract was written for, and we're just sending that to the underwriter to be reapproved, and usually that reapproval happens the same day in most cases because not a whole lot has changed if you just were pre-approved a few weeks earlier.
Right.
Obviously, any new pay stubs or bank statements that come in, we're going to need that, and we're going to start to narrow down what do we need to do now so that we can order the home appraisal. Now, the appraisal is different than the home inspection because you understand the home inspection is really just making sure is this house mechanically functioning properly from HVAC, electrical systems, foundation, etc. Well, the appraisal is different, right? That's usually ordered through the lender unless you're paying cash for the house. And we're going to determine, is the home worth the $200,000 that you're paying? And it's not even the lender that is choosing. Every lender has to use a third-party management company that then blindly assigns the appraisal to an appraisal company who then sends an appraiser from that company out. But the goal is to try to identify any sort of critical income or asset-related items early so that if we're going to have an issue with the job or the commission or whatever, if we haven't already discovered that at pre-approval, that we're going to confirm that once they're under contract within that 7 days. Here at step 7, which is the cool part, right?
Yeah.
Close.
Well, I was going to bring up one other thing on kind of in between steps 6 and 7 is about the closing attorney. And that's what everyone hears about, the closing attorney, like the guy's name on the side of the building. But I'm sure Chris I guarantee you, will agree with me on this. But for Chris and I, it's about
That's right.
the closing paralegal.
Absolutely.
I will use or not use attorneys based on who the paralegal is. Because to me, the paralegal is sort of a linchpin in this whole closing process. I mean, they have to bring things together from, 6 to 10 parties or something.
Yeah, and the bottom line is, you as the buyer don't know.
You don't know who the
have those
paralegal
relations,
is.
so
Yeah.
you got to rely on these
It's another
experts.
good question for the realtors. What attorneys do you work with? Do they have good paralegals that can work with these lenders?
Correct.
Because that'll really, when you hear about delays in closing, I think the majority of time that actually comes back to how well the paralegal has been handling that file and how on top of it they've been. So.